and welcome to this edition of Issaquah Buzz, where we talk about all things business in Issaquah, from retail gossip to new restaurants. My name is Autumn Monahan, and I work with the city's communications team. And I'm here with our economic development manager, Alexis Fitzsimmons, for this edition of Issaquah Buzz. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, hey everybody.
I can't believe that we're doing this, but we're going to be talking about the holidays.
It's come so fast.
I know. So, of course, we always like to talk about how you can shop local in Issaquah. So we've got a lot of great things to cover as far as shopping local and some events coming up. So, amazingly, this is the start of our holiday editions.
I can't even believe it.
I know. I can't either. But I'm also getting quite excited. I mean, the weather's turned. It is time to really start thinking about that and like what's on your shopping list.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, let's get to a little bit of just gossip. And there was one that you sent me where immediately I said, I can't focus on anything else while working. And that we got to do an Issaquah Buzz right away, really to help break this news.
Yeah.
And so this is something that's going into the old Ross location, which I was just at Trader Joe's the other day and walked by and thought, what is happening? It's such a large, huge space. What's happening in that building? So do you have any scoop or gossip of what's going in there?
I do actually. So the owner is breaking up the space into three separate facilities or three separate units.
Oh.
And the one that we know for sure that is coming is called UNIQLO, and it's a Japanese casual wear company that focuses on basic staples, kind of like an elevated, I don't want to say Target, but very elevated staples. You can get business casual wear, leisure wear, all kinds of different things, coats, jackets, all kinds of things in there. One of the closest locations we have now is in Bellevue, which opened in 2015. But it's a really wonderful store, very inclusive sizing. And stay tuned. We'll keep updated on when the business is coming and when it's supposed to open. But and what else is coming into that space,
right?
Which we should know soon. So.
Wow, that is so exciting.
Yeah.
So there is a location. I've been to the Bellevue Square one once or twice. I was just overwhelmed by how much inventory they had. I mean, they have a really good, like you said, it's a lot of basics, but there's a lot too to shop for. Outerwear and like just basics like tees and jeans. So yeah, it's all over the board. I'm so excited to have another option for clothing right here in town.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to drive a lot of people also to Issaquah that don't live here. That may not be going to Bellevue. So
yeah, I think it's going to be a great draw for people to come spend money in our community.
Yeah,
and that's going to be great.
That's awesome. I'm so excited. Well, okay, we'll just keep waiting for the news on the other two. But that's also really cool that there will be just more than one different establishment going into that space because it is so big. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So besides that, we do have a bit other business news. It's called Clay Element, a ceramic studio that's opening up soon.
Yeah, its grand opening is November 9th. They'll have classes, workshops, the ability for private events, even commissions, even to be able to do commissions like specialty work and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's located in Old Town along Sunset.
I Googled it before we started the recording, and it's in this just cute, like, looks like a little building, like a house.
Yeah.
So it integrates well on Sunset, but that would be a fun place to check out.
Yeah.
And then speaking of ceramics, we also have more ceramic news somehow. So Northwest Pottery Collective, that is located on Mall Street, but they also have some news too.
Yeah, they're expanding to increase their capacity. They're offering having memberships to access their equipment so you can go in and throw your own pottery.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And, it also really aligns well with just how much especially Old Town, but our community is an art hub in so many ways. So it's really great to see so many just elements of pottery and ceramics that are just diversifying all the different art opportunities we have in Issaquah. It's really cool.
It's so hard. It's a really hard hobby to get started on your own. So, but it's so much fun and hands-on, to get your hands dirty and do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's a nice diversion from your everyday to get in there and try something new.
Yeah, without having to buy all the equipment.
Yeah.
Or a kiln or like all of the other things.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so like we mentioned and hinted, we're going to be talking a lot about the holidays. So, it always sparks for me, I really need to get going once I start thinking about Thanksgiving. the traditional is the Black Friday day after Thanksgiving is for when you really start shopping for the holidays. But we always like to promote Small Business Saturday, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So this year it's on November 29th. And there's also Artist Sunday to support local artists, as we're talking about us being very much an arts hub, which is Sunday, November 30th. And then Giving Tuesday is always the Tuesday after on December 2nd. So those are coming up quick. And we always like to promote shopping local for your holiday giving. Why is that so important, and why are we doing that as a city?
Well, first of all, we have such a great mix of local artisans and local shops in general. But it's really important because it keeps money in your community. It supports local jobs. It reduces your carbon footprint because you don't have to drive far to find what you need. And so if you're, eco-conscious, that's a really important thing. And also more personalized service and more unique items, something that you're not going to find everyone is going to find on the shelf just at any old store that's a national chain or something. You can go and talk to your local shopkeeper and find something that's unique and special for the person, for your loved ones and friends during the holiday season.
Yeah. I went and checked out all the vendors at Salmon Days. And I would say this year more than others, there was a lot more local vendors. So chatting with, talk about pottery. There was this couple that had this beautiful pottery, and they live on Squawk Mountain, and we're just testing out the waters. And a few other places that I shopped as well. And to see that impact of my own dollar and what that does for my neighbors, for people that are in my community, also, that's real and tangible. And I think that also just spreads that kind of holiday cheer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, okay. So what resources are available besides, of course, just knowing, your favorite spots in Issaquah to go shopping, but what other resources are there out there that you can use in kind of creating your list?
Yeah. So Visit Issaquah has a great directory of businesses to go, they have it broken out by category, as well as a listing of all the different shopping centers around the community that you can visit and search for different items. So Visit Issaquah.com has, they're going to be updating their shopping guide for the holiday season, and has a great list of different products and things that are available right here in the community.
I love the way that they designed it last year. It was really, it was user-friendly and just helpful as you kind of started that list. The other thing that's on my mind, and that a place that I have gone for holiday shopping, we have a lot of these like local pop-up markets that happen around town. The first that I wanted to mention was the Village Market. So that's a holiday pop-up at Blakely Hall. That's up in the Issaquah Highlands, and they do it once a year. And I have always gone, and amazingly, I bought a ton of stuff for gifts last year. So definitely check that out, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on November 23rd. Again, I can't believe that's coming up so soon. But anyway, I've had great success in finding a lot of gifts there. Also, Pickering Barn, we're doing a holiday farmers market. I checked that out last year with my daughters, and we might have came away with more things for ourselves than for others.
That's a danger.
A total danger, including oddly, a whole lot of bakery products. We were eating a lot of carbs that weekend. But anyway, there was just a lot of diversity as well on different shops and different just unique gifts for yourself or for others. So that's from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on December 13th at Pickering Barn. And then also Downtown Issaquah Association has a ton of pop-up markets that they do in the holiday season. They have an artisan market that's going to be at Pickles Playland on several different dates that are on their website. And then the historic Shell gas station that's right there on Front Street. That opens up from noon to 6, Fridays through Sundays, from Thanksgiving all the way until New Year's Eve. So stop by there, and they also, again, I've had great success in finding, especially a lot of things that are just local to Issaquah that are fun gifts. So check those out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited, having just moved here, of all the different shopping opportunities and just new things to discover, especially during the holidays when people change out their inventory or update their decorations, and just the general holiday spirit that goes around, and the really cool ways local owners decorate for the holidays and celebrate different things. So
totally. One place definitely to check out is Gilman Village, which we talked about last time that you were really impressed with. They have an event coming up as well.
Yeah, so they actually are having a holiday fest. It's from 6 to 9 on November 15th, and they're featuring tastings by 15 local wineries, live music, and participating shops will be open to start your shopping for the holiday. It's a 21 plus event though,
Yeah.
so go with your partner or with your best friend, and tickets are available online.
That'll be a really fun way to kick
Yeah.
off the holidays. So I have another one I want to ask you about, and this is something I haven't attended, but I know is organized by Downtown Issaquah Association in partnership with the Issaquah Library. A coworker of mine mentioned it actually in a staff meeting recently, and I was like, what? Totally missed it last year, but I heard it was a really big success. But it's an author fair?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited about this because I'm a big reader.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to go. But it's organized by DIA, Downtown Association, and it's in partnership with the library. And the local authors are all set up their physical books for the public to come and view and buy. It's from noon to 3 on November 30th, and authors will be located throughout the Lazy Boy store.
That is such a creative way to bring folks in, and such a massive footprint that Lazy Boy has, that they can be tucked in on different areas of like their exhibit and their showroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to attend it just to see like how they organized it and what it's like to just even like the flow of the event. It's such a creative idea of, again, integrating artists or or authors or others into downtown Issaquah. So I just thought it was such a cool idea.
Yeah.
When she said it's at Lazy Boy, I was like, what? I was like, no, really, it's at Lazy Boy. So yeah, I'm excited to see what that's like this year. All right, so we've talked a bit about shopping local. There's a ton of other events coming up. One, now that you are new to Issaquah, that I will always recommend is signing up for the Turkey Trot. So this happens every Thanksgiving, and it's a 5K, so it's about 3 miles. First time that I joined, my husband and my daughter have done it for years. First time I joined, I'm not much of a runner, but you also can walk if you want to. So it was it's a very inclusive event. So
Sasquatch is going to have to chase me if you expect me to run.
Well, then you can walk. What I love so much about this event, well, number one, proceeds go to the Issaquah Food and Clothing Bank, which I think is just wonderful and is one of their main fundraisers. So I think it's really important for our community to step up, especially now in these days and all of the needs that our community has around food and clothing. But also, this is such a community event. I see so many people I know just in the community. Everybody dresses up with silly hats. They've got turkeys on them.
Yeah.
There was a photo that our comms team took last year of someone that took every shirt that they had earned from all the past turkey trots and made a quilt out of it.
Oh, that's
And was
awesome.
wearing it as a cape.
Yeah.
And so it's become a family tradition for a lot of people in our community to start the day with some exercise and then end by eating. So I always am smiling ear to ear throughout that event because everyone's just having so much fun, whether you are, a really intense runner, and there are those, or that you're just like pulling a cart along with your kids in it or a stroller or just walking. Everybody's invited. And so you don't have to do the full 3 miles either if you don't want to, but it's just a fun party for our community.
And honestly, holidays can be a little stressful. So what a great way to bring some joy and some fun, extra joy and fun into it.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
So tickets are available right now. I encourage everybody to sign up ahead of time, just so that the food bank can, make sure that they are completely ready with how many are coming. So that's one. As we talked a bit about Gilman Village as a shopping spot. Another spot that is really great is the Commons, of course, and just know that Santa always arrives for photos that you can book ahead of time. But that's a really good spot to go for Santa photos if you do that every year with your family or you've got small kids that like to share with Santa what they want for the year. That is also just a place I have found has much lower or like minimal lines and that you can book ahead compared to so many other locations around the region where you're standing for hours at the mall waiting for a photo. So
And your kids are screaming by the time they get there.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just did something really creative at the Commons that I also wanted to share that I was like, you know what, actually, I've created something that's very shop local. So my youngest daughter was looking for an idea for a birthday party. We were kind of last minute in it. And I created a scavenger hunt where she and her friends went to different locations around the Commons. And I worked with anybody that was working there to hand out clues along the way. So they got, $5 to spend at Bath and Body Works, or a little money to then go spend and get a bundt cake at Nothing Bundt Cakes. And they just went around the little shopping area and felt so empowered that they were shopping, alone in a way. And all of the folks that were working at the Commons that day were so engaged and having fun being a part of, giving out the clues and everything. And by the end, it was like, this was such a fun, exciting way to also support our local businesses. So we had fun at the Commons recently. So there is something new that you actually brought up as we were kind of talking through what was coming up at the holidays that's never happened before in Issaquah.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about it. I am a lover of the ballet in general.
Yeah.
But the Nutcracker is my favorite season to go to the ballet.
Yeah.
And for the first time, they're going to have a performance here in Issaquah of the Nutcracker. And it's an Issaquah Dance Theater Ensemble production.
Great.
They're going to have it 2 days, December 6th and 7th, with 2 full performances each day and a family-friendly one that's 1 hour at 11 a.m. On both of those days as well. And it's held at the beautiful Longman Performing Arts Center at the Issaquah High School, and tickets are on sale now. But it's such a beautiful production. The Nutcracker is such a beautiful production.
Yeah.
All the costumes are beautiful,
Yes.
and the actual Nutcracker statue and the mice. It's just such a festive, wonderful ballet to attend. And if it's your first time going to the ballet, it's the first one to start with.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I love the idea of having a family-friendly option. I did take my girls when they were probably way too young, and it's way too long. And so
Yes.
having that intro, too, for young families is such a great idea. Issaquah Dance Theater has also been in Issaquah forever, and I'm just so excited that they've got a performance here in town.
Yeah.
And that the Longman Theater has opened up for that. So it's exciting to see those partnerships happening where we've got, a local theater that's also then working with the high school. So I'm quite excited about
Yes.
that. Yeah. Also, another thing that is a not to miss for you is the first time here on the holidays is the Cougar Mountain Zoo has their Reindeer Festival. And so tickets are already live, so you can go purchase those on the zoo's website. It runs from November 28th through December 23rd. That's when Santa goes back to the North Pole. The fun continues, I think, all the way through the end of the month, but that's when Santa will be done is the 23rd. But that's time to go actually see real reindeer. They also just decorate the zoo in such a wonderful way, and it's really festive. So it's very much a tradition as well in this community to go check out the reindeer during the holidays. Speaking of the zoo, though, there is other news.
Yes.
So Issaquah is now home to 3 African lion cubs. So
They're so adorable.
I know, 2 females, 1 male. They're already 2 months old. I've watched all the videos on the zoo's Facebook account. They've been doing a great job of just capturing the cuteness. So we went and visited the zoo recently and captured some video and some more information. So let's check that now as part of our business spotlight.
So our newest addition to the zoo are these 3 lion cubs, 1 male, 2 females. They are all siblings, and they're just over 2.5 months old. They came to us as part of a loan agreement from a wildlife park in Kansas. They came just over a month and a couple weeks old, and we're very excited to have them. We've never had lions here at the zoo before. The reason why we are able to take these 3 is because it will still work within the plan of the zoo to also maintain tigers. So hopefully, down the road, you'll see, the lions and the tigers out at the same time, just not in the same exhibit. Right now, the lions are out on display from 10 to 3 on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then 10 to 4 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hopefully, when the weather's nice, which we know doesn't always happen this time of year, they'll be out in this area. Otherwise, they're going to be in our specially designed nursery that we have for them, which won't hold them for too much longer. They're growing very quickly, about a quarter pound a day, comes out to about 2 pounds or so each week. So right now, the largest is one of the girls. She just hit over 20 pounds today. They're growing very well. So right now, the lions don't have names. That's because we're allowing the visitors and everybody else to name them. Typically, when an animal gets named here, it's usually the staff that's caring for them that gets to name them. But in this case, we figured because this was such a unique addition for the zoo and such a moment for us, we would spread that out and let everybody have the opportunity to name them. So we do have a contest that's going right now through November 19th, and you can cast your vote by going onto our website or onto our social media. And there's a list of names to choose from for each cat, and you get to cast your vote.
Wow, that was really great detail. We have to go to the zoo.
Yes, absolutely.
Check it out for in person.
Yes.
So that's a wrap on this edition of Issaquah Buzz. Thank you so much for joining us. Join us next time for more business news. If you have some gossip you want us to track down or rumors you're hearing, send us an email at ed@issaquahwa.gov. Thanks again.
See you later, guys.